G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Katt anti-material rifle. This is a weapon that has been ported from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2022, complete with rotoscoped animations, ripped sounds, and the attachments are very similar to that which you'd find in its native Call of Duty game. So if you are familiar with this thing in Call of Duty, it's basically a one-to-one replica, except the only difference is you'll be using a very irradiated protagonist to shoot this rifle, so, you know, take that for what you will. But this weapon in real life is based off a Steyr HS50. I think this particular variant here is a M1 variant because it's got little tiny Picatinny rails which you can throw laser sights onto if you feel like it. It's got a bipod too, which we'll be using to great effect, don't you worry. I found a little bit of a compatibility, whether it was meant to be there or not, who knows, but I think it's really cool either way. So we'll get into the attachments. First of all, we've got the receivers, and we want this thing to be strong. It's a bolt-action rifle, so the rate of fire is going to be slow. So presenting 658 damage off the bat, I think, is a pretty good trade-off for the rate of fire on this thing. Legendary effect provided by legendary modification. We shall leave that. We've got some pistol grips to attach onto this thing. We'll throw that one on. Whether these have any stat changes or effects at all, I'm not sure, but aesthetically you can choose which one looks the most comfortable, which one you like the most. Okay, so we can have different types of barrels on this, including the longest barrel here, the Zang 34 barrel, which I think has either given or taken away a muzzle thing, but we can have a 7-round magazine instead of the 5-round magazine, so we'll throw that in, a little bit of extra shooty before reloady, and we can move on from that. Ah, yes, okay, so we can change the ammo types of the 50 cals in this thing, so you can have explosive 50 cals. How am I to resist that? Also high velocity for super long range sniping. That's well past render distance. You'll be getting full damage every time. Very good. Incendiary is interesting. Gives you a bit of Skyrim flame damage, which under normal circumstances can't be resisted by any vanilla game armors, which is interesting. There's also frangible as well. Reduces your range ever so slightly, but gives you a nice healthy boost of damage, and also armor piercing increases your range and just punches through armor slightly better. So any high armored targets like Commonwealth gunners, they'll be a little bit more susceptible to these things. But what I think I'll do with this one is we'll throw frangible on this thing and we'll move on. We've got a gigantic muzzle brake, as you see here. You can change it to a flash hider, BMV, or maybe this one. It's a suppressor, I think. Yes, the suppressor. Sure is. It increases our range because the nominal barrel length has been lengthened, which is great, and also gives us a little bit of extra damage thanks to Ace Operator. There's a few of these ones you might consider. F-Tac Reaper. I'd always throw that one on because I think the name's cool. It's also got this cool sort of muzzle brake sort of set up on the front here. You can change the bolts. Not really sure whether this actually changes things other than aesthetically, but we'll go with the quick one. We'll make this thing faster. Probably not. And you can throw the bipod on, or have it folded up if you feel like it. Let's use that one. It's got little rubbery bits on the bottom, so you can mount it to pretty much anything you want. That's nice. And for the tactical thing, you can throw on some laser sights, including green beams, red beams, or even blue beams. That's pretty cool. We'll go for a green one here. The Grimline Laser F-Tac. We've got a bit of brand loyalty to F-Tac here, I suppose, with the Reaper suppressor and that there little laser sight on the front. And we can change the scope on this thing. The standard optic, I think, is quite good for any situation, but I did see before there's a 13 times variant of that one. So we're going to make this a very long range version of a sniper. Should mention that it's all sort of see-through scopes, unfortunately. So if we are using this thing in third person, which we'll get to a little bit later on, we won't be able to utilize a full zoom in, which for close quarters might be useful, but for longer ranges in third person might cause an issue. And you can change the stock. Allegedly, we'll have to like throw that on and roll it around to see if it actually changed anything, but it looks like the handguard, or the grip there was the one being changed. And we did things sort of slightly out of order here, but before we go, we'll throw on the tactical sprint, and we've also got damage modifiers should you need to up the power of this thing for any reason, but I believe we have covered everything. So there's our Katt-AMR with a lot of damage. I'm actually interested to see how this thing will go. I'm pretty sure we're going to be just fine. We're going to create another one, unsuppressed, with a lower powered scope on it, I think. This weapon is craftable on a workbench like any other weapons worth its salt, although if you find this to be too unimmersive for your gameplay, there's also a variant of this mod or a patch that'll add this thing to the level list for you. You'll need gun nut rank 2 and these materials, read 'em and weep, to craft it. And gun nut rank 2 for AMR. Righto, I guess the only problem you'd have is finding the bullets to fire for it, but damn, that's early game AMRs right there. Just a note, if you have more than one of these Katt-AMRs in your inventory, you will not get access to all of the attachment points if you've got more than one, so if you are modifying one and you want to modify it to its full extent, leave one in the weapons workbench itself and then pick it up when you're done. Welcome back to the Immersive Gunners Plaza. Here is our Katt-AMR in first person, and the reload animation is like this. Very big and bulky sniper rifle, and the animations really sell it on this fact. But this is what it looks like in first person with the elongated barrel and the giant suppressor on the front, and the longest range scope we could acquire on this thing, the 13 times, which is giving us a nice little zoom in. So far back, we could probably start sniping from like back there or something, and we'll still have a good time with this thing. It is a hit scan weapon, obviously, so it's going to be very easy to use over range, provided we find our enemies and click on them. And here's what it looks like in third person. This gigantic rifle over here, the rechambering animations are very, very nice indeed. It's massive. It's almost bigger than Iris herself, and I kind of like that, because should you be using this in power armor, it's not going to be completely dwarfed by it. It won't look silly like the standard hunting rifle, or God forbid the deliverer, whilst using it in power armor. So I think that looks really good. And secondly, I've got this one with a lesser scope, but a blue laser sight, explosive rounds on this thing. So it's going to be sounding pretty awesome. Blowing up cars in one shot, would you believe? And a quick reload here, why not? Is it from the other side? Now, there's a reason why I've worn long pants today, and that's because I'm pretty sure you don't want to spend the whole video looking up someone's skirt. But the reason I did that is because I've got a mod, a super tactical mod. You can tell that I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid recently, because we're fully prone now. Now, this has problems when using with see-through scopes, because I only get a slight zoom in. I can't utilize that 13 times scope at all. Should I use third person though, it'll shift the camera up and it'll sort of push me out to where I don't want to be. But if I'm crawling, I can actually crawl underneath this oil tanker, which I think is awesome. But this is one of those weird non-compatibilities, but just compatible enough that I'd consider actually using it, because, you know, it's cool. You get to go prone, it's all tactical, complete with extra leaning mods as well. I'm slowly turning this game into Call of Duty, and don't I love it. Now, to begin our assault, what we'll do is we'll take out that gunner there, and then we've got both bullet time VATS mod and also standard VATS. What I'm going to do between every single shot, just in case the game wants to screw me over, do that Call of Duty slowdown, where what'll happen is it'll slow down for a second, then come out of it, because it's, you know, the mod will just go back to real time in just a second. I'll just have to keep switching in and out of that, and now we get to shoot it. Gunners in close range, which I think is good, and we're still going on with our bullet time despite it. So what I might do is I might just disable that cinematic New Vegas kill mod, just so I don't get screwed over by the game slowing down if I'm doing lots of sneak kills in a row. But honestly, I'm shooting fish at a barrel now, and I could be using VATS at this stage. I've tweaked that mod so I can use VATS. As you can tell, I've got a full amount of criticals using VATS, but not anything else. So we'll use VATS here. And since it is like in a third-person camera, you can utilize it whilst being prone at the same time. So what I'll do is, whoops. Okay. The mod also switches viewpoints a lot, but I can roll around like this. I'm super hidden in the grass at the moment. They'll never notice me. Okay, I think the jig is up at this point. Now, perhaps the only criticism I have with this thing is that... Hang on, I need to dolphin dive. I'm getting the movement penalty. Let me just... it still thinks I'm proning. I've stalled. Iris is stalled. I've stolen an auto. We're stuck with low movement speed for a moment. Maybe if I sprint and jump and slide even. Okay, whilst we're continuing to dance around with that. That was a proper dolphin dive. We're drop-shotting. This is Call of Duty at the moment, isn't it? Okay, maybe if we just sneak. I'll go back. Okay, now we're good. We're good, we're good, we're fine, everything's fine. Nothing happened there. Then we can get back to shooting people. Now, note with this weapon, the outrageous trigger delay. After I've recycled the round, I'm shooting at someone, I'm clicking the mouse button madly for 2 to 3 seconds before I'm shooting again. It's very frustrating. Probably the biggest gripe I have with this mod so far. Unfortunately, they've done the old harpoon gun to me, and for some reason, I guess that time doesn't work. It works in like real-time seconds, not in-game time seconds, but real-time seconds. So what happens is that if you're using it in slow motion, VAT's bullet time, you just completely bypass it. So I'm glad I kept that mod around. Anyways, have some VAT's criticals, except for that second one. I don't know, for some reason bolt action animations, they don't work. That might be incompatibility created by a few mods I'm running perhaps, but let's use this thing. This thing is remarkably good in VAT, so we'll get a little bit of gun through action if I can. Couple of cheap shots. Yeah, okay, we're skipping every second. That sucks because we missed out on a crit. No matter. We'll just keep bringing them out. Why not? Quick cover our reload. Maybe we'll switch back over to our 13x1. I think I've been saved by the amount of bullet time and aiming mods I'm using, because there's no reason why these guys... Well, actually, maybe I'm used to using a mod called True Damage, so I should have been absolutely slaughtered by now, but if I was using True Damage, since it goes off the caliber of weapon that you are firing, it would be a one-shot kill every single time, which I think makes sense, yes? Take out Miscreation Club. We've got a critical ready to go, may as well use it. Wow, she survived. Tough. They make them tough at the gunners, that's for sure. What I might do now is use it more in close quarters. I wonder if it's got an outrageous bash damage. No, it's normal. We'll just beat them to death with this gigantic club of a rifle. Come and hunt you down. It's a good melee weapon, apparently, and we're in Nerd Rage, so we'll try to make some use out of that. That's good. One little measly turret up there. By the time we've got ourselves ready to go, this thing's ready to fire again. I thought that gunner was almost dead for some reason. I want to give him the old hunting rifle trick here, but unfortunately, I ran out of bullets. Let me try it again. I'm not sure whether that was supposed to be a bash kill or I shot her and killed her, because that was weird. Anyways, looks like we're almost done here. It's been a partially cruisy run, but we've had a lot of assistance through bullet time mods and also VATs as well, but why not utilize this weapon to its strengths and supreme accuracy in VATs? Oh look, the Brotherhood of Steel has shown up. Who are they going to attack? There's a random gunner down there, of course. Gotta hop up on this. There we go. That's done the job. There's also a random deer down there. I'm guessing the Brotherhood of Steel will go full auto on that thing. May as well do some stag hunting while we're at it. Get something to eat for tonight. Excuse me, who's shooting at me? Hello? Oh, it's you. With your little pea shooter down there. And your dodgy hitboxes. Not quite. Okay, that's a critical. I won't waste it on you. Where's the other ones? No, that'll do. And hipfire accuracy, good enough. That's a proper Call of Duty style no-scope. And a sniper knockdown. Thank you very much. Yeah, that gun is screwed. Not only is she being shot at by a sniper, but also A whirlybird? No, it's not a roof ventilator. It's a vertibird. I've been roofing too much recently. Too many hours on the roof. Anyways, I think the only things we've got left is this, which we'll use. It's a classic door breaching weapon. US Marines use sniper rifles for it all the time. Don't you worry. It's realistic. I've seen it in Call of Duty. People with assault rifles hide in the corner, and sniper rifles, they're running around flipping and spinning around and no-scoping everything. There's the tactical lean mode. Wait a minute, I've got an idea. And we roly-poly, take our shot, and then get back up. Reload, please. I got up to bash them. Okay. And I've stalled her again. Okay, we need to get the transmission fixed here because we're stuck in first gear. We can only move this fast. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. It still thinks I'm crouching. Maybe that's going to enhance my sneaking, but still. Alright, I think you get the idea. And good thing is this thing works with classic holstered weapons. It will clip through your, what do you call that? Is that your traps? Is that what muscle that is? It's through your shoulder. So a little... I mean, you could probably ignore it, but perhaps if you're one of those immersion freaks, that this might be a deal breaker for you. But I think it looks good as an apparel item, and the weapon doesn't clip through the ground. It does it on certain angles, but it's a very long rifle, and I've done a pretty good job not to make it egregiously clip through stuff, so good work. Okay, this time we're going to proper hide in the grass away from the swan and miss a shot. How'd I miss that? I think he's coming this way. I might just smash him in the face a few times. Oh, sniper knockdown. That's perfect. And a little bit of a breakdance in the distance there. That's a lot of good damage. Looks like follow-up shots on the same target don't skip over though. I might have to look at mods that would cause that because I'm not sure why. Unfortunately, not as invisible as we'd like to see. And hang on, I've got mods for this. I can roll around. I wonder if that works, actually. Probably not. And now I'm angry. I'm just going to run this way. I think we're out of criticals. Okay, hammer's coming down. That's protection saved me. Oh, I collided... I collided the super mutant suicider. That was totally intentional. I meant to do that. Now, okay, ready? Watch this. Dodged it. Okay, I'm still kind of screwed though. Run, Iris, run. Break his pathing. Okay. One more rock will probably do me in at this point. I think some lobsters have shown up to play. I've got a couple of shots to use. One more crit will do it. Whoops. Move. Maybe sneak. I guess I'll take advantage of his current distractions. And reload, please. By all means, take your time. I feel like the rifle is even slower. Okay, we got him. I thought that missed somehow. Alright. Well, that worked. Just went a little bit too crazy there, but what I really wanted to do was this and dodge the rockets or whatever, the rocks. They're basically heat-seeking missiles. They'll just curve in the air like David Beckham kicking that football or soccer ball. My audience is primarily American, so soccer ball definitely counts. And if you do call it football, then AFL is a better sport, and you all know it. All right. Let's move on and kill something else. All right, we've got to hunt down this priority target, the giant Wendigo ghoul down there, and we're going to do it like proper sneaky silent assassin type. There we go. And if we don't, then we can roll around and dodge his attacks coming in. So we'll try to line up a really good shot here. Center mass, no heroics. Maybe a critical to add to the list. Oh, yes. That's a very good critical. And one more to the head whilst he's down there. Mysterious Stranger is showing up as well. This shouldn't be over before too long. At this stage, it's probably looking to get back up. And reload, please. Okay, he's coming. He's coming. Go on. Do it. Okay, that worked, but I've stalled the motor again. No, I haven't. I'm fine. Okay. He's taken most of my health at this stage, but I think we'll be just fine. Go on. Do it, coward. I'm not the only one with evasive maneuvers. What I might do here is actually try to knock him down. Try to get the odd hit in. That works. Okay. Well, I think I just got damage reduction after that dodge maneuver, so that's helpful. Just gotta reload now. Nope. This is proper Dark Souls maneuvering here. I mean, normally I could just, like, step off the side, like a 90-degree full sprint. How do I keep missing this guy? Seriously? Whoops. And a dodge that. Okay, time to run. That works. The little bits of radiation he's given me is actually healing me a little bit as well. Oh, I want to keep old mate around. And I dodged that attack and then got slapped by that one. I think that's Nerd Rage now. You've just activated my trap card. So I'm going to switch over. How? How do I miss? Fire, please. Trigger delay. Don't let me down. There we go. Okay, well, that wasn't the most elegant way of doing it, but I got a few dodges in, so, you know, this mod wasn't for nothing. Can't imagine what kind of agility and strength or endurance you'd have to flip around with an AMR like that, but I've held a Gatling laser and they do this exact same thing, so that's kind of cool. And I'm getting flashbacks to Star Wars Battlefront 1, where I used to roll around when I'm going to other objectives or other command posts because the AI wouldn't hit you as easy. Anyways, so that there was the Katt-AMR / Steyr HS50, and it's a really good weapon. What can I say to really disparage it? Probably just the trigger delay. That really annoys me, but I think with a couple of creation kit tweaks, that'll go away, and you'll have yourself a really solid Call of Duty port to add to the collection if you are into the Call of Duty French fries franchise. Yeah, so if you are interested in seeing this mod in your game, check out the link in the description. Worth a download if you like a good sniper rifles. Definitely a good one to add to your collection. Thank you very much for watching, guys.